Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell is one of 30 governors across the country who has received life-threatening letters, or at least threatening letters, I should say, from an anti-government group. Now the FBI and Homeland Security officials are investigating. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald has more from the Department of Homeland Security.
Governor McDonnell's office received this letter in Richmond on Wednesday. A spokesperson for the governor's office say they were turned over to both the FBI and Virginia State Police and are currently the subject of an internal memo at the Department of Homeland Security. According to the FBI, the letters demand that the governor leaves office within 3 days or risk being removed. Investigators say there is no direct violent threat in the message, but Homeland Security experts say anti-government groups are being closely monitored.
I think they're trying to be very careful of not crossing a line where they clearly would be inciting violence and trigger criminal statutes. But the fact of the matter is, this is clear enough, and it needs to be taken carefully. These governors, and I think federal officials as well, are going to be, their security forces will be on heightened alert. And in some sense, that's tragic right now.
The website for the Guardians of Free Republic says it is interested in dismantling the government through trials and is seeking members to serve as grand jurors towards that end. At the Department of Homeland Security, Tom Fitzgerald, Fox 5 News.
You're listening live to a special broadcast of Take No Prisoners at the Republic Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Kennedy. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2010, a day that will live in history, for it is the day we begin the process of reclaiming the American continent from corporations posing as legitimate governments. I'm dedicating tonight's program to all of our colleagues, to all of you, listeners and non-listeners, to the men and women who have suffered these many years at the hands of a corporation gone crazy. To all of you people who have had homes that have been invaded by SWAT teams, who have had guns pointed at the heads of their children by agents of a corporate state acting in territorial capacity, outside normal constitutional limitations, on the land of your forefathers. I'm dedicating the program to all of you whose lives have been ruined by liens and levies and seizures by agents of foreign agencies, to all of you who have been tossed off your land by the banking institutions of this country, to the thousands of you who languish in prison for tax issues and crimes against the state, crimes which occur or purported to occur in the complete absence of an injured party, for those of you in prison for speaking against the corporate government. I'm dedicating this program to the thousands of you who suffer in United States gulags for the high crime of refusing to pray to a corporate court, for refusing to stand to a corporate actor in a black robe, for refusing to enter the bar knowing that you're granting jurisdiction and accepting authority of a corporate employee. To all of you who have been injured and killed and sent to prison for refusing to exhibit state-issued documents that identify you as subject class citizens. The program is dedicated tonight to all Americans who live in the fear of their own government. This program is dedicated tonight to each and every one of you listening, and your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, the American people, as we bring you the unanimous declaration of the sovereign people of the United States of America to restore and re-inhabit the free American republics. The sovereign people do hereby declare the following. We the people, inhabiting the North American continent, free men and women convened under God, having been granted by the Creator dominion over all the earth, to restore the blessings of liberty for ourselves and the posterity, do hereby invoke our sacred right to alter or abolish destructive government as memorialized in the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, circa 1776. By declaring herewith this solemn declaration to the people of the earth and all governments and nations derived therefrom. Whereas we do not now, nor have we ever been possessed of a desire to relinquish any of our unalienable rights for the dubious benefits of limited liability or any other compelled revocable privileges of a subject class citizenship of the United States, nor to relinquish every aspect of our lives to corporations posing as legitimate governments. Whereas we do not now, nor have we ever entered into a binding contract, agreement, or trust relationship with any person, living or fictitious, with the fully informed and willful intent to deprive ourselves or to be deprived by others of any unalienable rights granted to us by the self-existing Creator and guaranteed by the constitutions of the free republics of North America and the United States of America Republic circa 1787. Whereas we have become aware that each of the free American republics and the constitutional republic of the United States of America circa 1787 have been preempted by military power and emasculated by fraudulent, coercive, and deceitful methods of economic and political warfare imposed by corporations posing as legitimate governments. Therefore, we, the sovereign people of the free American republics, do hereby and herewith, number one, assemble under God for all the world to hear and see upon each state's signatories hereto, numbering at least 26 souls, and organize under God as the well-regulated guardians of the free republics. Number two, restore and re-inhabit through this declaration the legitimate constitutional governments of these free republics in peace and harmony. Number three, conclude the era of illicit corporate governance by renouncing, in the presence of the Creator, forever and without contrived ambiguity, all permissions, delegations of authority, and grants of attorney, real or imagined, to corporations posing as legitimate governments, in particular the United States Federal Corporation and all subdivisions thereof. Number four, assemble upon each state's signatories hereto, numbering at least 26 souls, de jure grand juries in the people's common law, herein authorized in remedy of the self-evident expositions of truth attached hereunder, to forthwith order and conduct forensic accounting of the various trusts and so-called legacy accounts attributed to the people, to facilitate a return to the people of the wealth which has been taken by fraudulent artifice on the part of the banking institutions of this or any country, in particular the ill-gotten gains of foreclosure and fraudulent foreign taxation, to peacefully eliminate all existing government structures, entities, and agencies that have been derived from the de facto corporations posing as legitimate governments, to issue orders to the military, police, and corporate powers of the land and sea to enforce our divine rights to such lawful government as was already ensured by our constitutions, and restore de facto actors to lawful de jure capacity duly confined by the constitutions of these republics, and replace the non-compliant, thus restoring to each and every American their in-law, dry land, divine rights of birth, and the fruits of their individual and ancestral labor as quickly, efficiently, and discreetly as possible, without causing undue alarm or stress, and without malice for anyone. Number five, forgive in the name of the Creator all who repent their political and economic misdeeds. It is hereby so decreed and ordered by the sovereign people of these free American republics assembled herein. Friends, that is the text of the one-page declaration that we are bringing forth this week, to which is attached another 30 or so pages of orders and decrees. A number of years ago, I made an offer to the United States Federal Corporation on this very program. I said, let's coexist peacefully. We don't wish you any harm. Just leave my people alone. Leave the members of the sovereign people free to go about their business, and you will not be harmed. You will be able to continue business as usual with respect to the masses. By the way, for those new listeners to the program who are unfamiliar with the United States Federal Corporation, I suggest you might want to Google 28 USC 3002. That's 28 USC 3002, and scroll down to paragraph 15 where it defines the term United States as a federal corporation, which, contrary to opinions from attorneys at law, is a term that is applied to all statutory law because you cannot use a term differently in one statute than in another. U.S. Inc. is the actual institution that hides under the disguise of the democracy that has preempted the lawful American republic and the state republics since 1861.